everyone. Welcome. Felicia's running a little bit late. It's okay. It's one of those days. If you've been with us, then you know that is not new by any means for any of us. We are a hot mess, and that's okay. It's kind of our brand. It works. It's fine. Welcome to season 11, episode 8 of Let's Have a Fefe. This is 10 years of being your Wednesday night conversation. I am not Felicia Fefe Minor. She will be here shortly, but I am, in fact, Freddy Prinze Charming. And with me in the studio this evening is writer and artist Lee Call. Yes. Hi. You can get exclusive content on our Patreon at patreon.com/let's have a Fefe. Let me click the doohickey here if I can find it. Where's our thingy? There it is. Aha, there we go. Got it. I'm on it. I am on it. We have all sorts of interesting things on there. We have exclusive looks at photo shoots. After each show, we do a little bit of like extra chatting with our guests or whatever. All of that goes there. Not seen it anywhere else. So make sure that you sign up and go for at least the $5 because then you'll get to see everything. Just saying. It's worth it. There's some fun stuff up there. Of course, we like to see more than the $5 if you know. We would like to thank our patrons Brandon D, Drake Jensen, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim Joan, Leanne, Nicole, and Shannon. And special thanks to our sponsors this season: Success Boutique, LC Designs, and Wigs of a Kind. I'm about due for an order at Success Boutique because I went to go put my foundation on and went, oh fuck, I am down to like a little bit. I'm like, how can I make this stretch until I get paid? I'm like, I have a feeling that my look for next week or something is going to be in colorful so that I don't have to use as much foundation. Because, yeah, whoops. But definitely go check them out at successboutique.com. That's 6 boutique. LC Designs, of course, who has, you've done so much of my, to get justice, so much of my jewelry and stuff for my step down, for our latest photo shoot with Scotty Kirby, all the things. So go see her for your well-made but inexpensive drag jewelry. I don't have to feel like I have to be extra careful with it because I know if something breaks, I can take it back to her. She fix it, no big deal. And of course, Wigs of a Kind, who furnishes us with all of our hair, or most of our hair anyway. Yeah, almost all those shelves over there are Wigs of a Kind. Almost all of them.
So many.
You can tip us or sponsor us at paypal.me/let's have a Fefe. And if you have nothing better to do and want to entertain Felicia, you in exchange, you can text LHAF to 307379 to get whatever the fuck it is that Felicia decides to send you. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no control over that whatsoever. Nothing. So thoughts and prayers. Good luck with that. If you are watching on the Facebook, there's the little stars button under there, which you can click and give us stars, and we earn like a couple of bucks or something on it. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works really. I don't know. It's a thing. No idea. So, but we would like to thank, of course, DJ Image, Eddie Omega, Laura Renfro, and the others that have sent us upwards of 500 stars, which I don't know what that equates to in terms of money, but we thank you anyway.
That's appreciate
it. I don't know I have no idea what the
500 sounds good.
Coinage to star ratio is, but it's fine.
It sounds good.
Well, since you're here and Felicia isn't yet, how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun? Do anything interesting?
Wait, my weekend. We went and got a tree, a fresh cut tree.
Oh.
So my tallest offspring works at a plant nursery.
Oh.
And so
which one?
Whitfill.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In Gilbert.
Okay.
So I know there's a few Whitfills around the valley, but they work at the Whitfill in Gilbert, and it's the best one. But because they work there, but also it's good. It's close to my house.
I get it. Also, do you need a drink? I can get my partner to bring you something.
No, I think I'm okay.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't bring my water for some reason. I don't know. It's probably because I was like, I'm gonna get there late. But
we can bring you a water if you
no,
want.
It's fine.
Okay.
So we went and got a tree, and it looked really small in the lot. you know, not super small, but it looked, you know, small-ish. We were like, oh, it's smaller than the other ones, right? And then we bring it home, and it's not small. It's like in our kitchen. So we're rich kids this year. We have 2 trees. So we have our artificial one. We don't normally get a fresh cut one, but everybody was like, let's get a fresh cut one this year. So we have 2 trees. We're the rich kids this year.
So we generally get fresh trees, but we're not going to be here on Christmas because we're going to Disneyland. We leave on the 23rd, so we're not going to actually be here for Christmas. So instead of a full-size fresh tree, in the living room, we have one of the small, like, potted fresh trees.
Oh, that's cute.
We also have an artificial tree, and then we have another artificial tree. And then there's also that one, which I stole, which was in the back room as well. And then there's 2 more that go out front.
Okay, you're the rich kids. You're the rich kids.
We have an abundance of trees
we're
this
like
year.
Pretending to be the rich kids this
we have
year.
An abundance
we have a slim profile artificial tree.
Ooh, we want one of those, but in black.
Yeah, ours isn't black. I like that though,
because we want to put it where the white tree is currently is we had to figure out where to put it this year because things got shifted around. So like half the branches we had to take out because it has to sit up against the walls.
Oh yeah.
But we want one of the skinny pencil trees in black,
narrow
so we can do like golds and coppers and things like that to fit with our steampunk motif.
That's cute.
Which you couldn't see because we had to basically just rush you through the thing.
Well, we got it for our apartment so that it would fit, in our little apartment.
Smart.
Then we moved to a bigger place, and so now we have more room. So they were like, let's do a fresh cut tree, and then we got it in there, and it's so huge. It's just giant.
And as Dee just mentioned, all of our trees were either free or thrifted because we're cheap asses. In fact, most of our house is either free or thrifted because that's how we roll.
That's the best way. We furnished our last apartment all from Off-Road.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything in there. Yeah. Everything in there.
You can get good shit on Off-Road.
Hell yes.
Yeah, and it's fun because you get to drive around the valley and meet people. We
will show you. I'll show you around once we're actually done. Oh, she went for a face tonight. Meanwhile, I'm just like, hey, watch me color my beard.
This is as
no, I had the problem that you had, and my foundation is starting to run out.
So, Andy, we're both going to be making an order very soon here because we're scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to foundation.
I cannot. I've lost enough weight to close the jacket, but now I can't get the button to stay.
Oh,
how awful!
Oh shit! I forgot to. Oh my god! Sorry.
Oh my god! Was it that? Did the button pop off?
It did. No, I forgot that I was a little bit. It's fine. There we go.
Technical thing.
Technical. We're fine. Everything is fine.
We're good.
Everything is fine. So I didn't do a goddamn thing this weekend. I got my hair cut on Saturday, and then it rained all weekend, so we pretty much just stayed home. And
it did rain. It was so nice.
It was great though because we were able to open the
window
door for the screen door in the back, and then the door in front, and we had this beautiful cross breeze, and it was just wet and rainy, and the clouds were low over the mountains.
So
it was
nice.
It was gorgeous. I'm not mad.
Was it book reading weather, or was it watching movies kind of weather? What was that?
It was mostly watching movies because Dee wasn't feeling great. I had
not feeling great.
Earlier in the week, I had a sore throat, a really sore throat. It lasted a day, and then was done. No problem. Dee was in on the couch, just a lump of potato for most of the weekend and Monday.
I'm a potato.
That's
sorry.
I'm almost a potato. Although our youngest was very surprised that I said that this was my actual beard. She's like, I thought that was glued on. I'm like, no, I haven't shaved in forever. This is me. This is all me.
Oh, this is the beard I love. Yeah.
And it's going away soon though, because it's itchy as fuck.
Shut up.
And I'm doing Elton John next weekend.
You
and Elton
shut
John
your
can't
mouth.
grow facial hair, so.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You
you
shut
can
your
just
mouth.
enjoy it while you can, Felicia. Enjoy it while you can.
You better have that on Saturday.
Yes, I'm not. I'll keep it through Saturday. I'll keep it through Saturday. Then
Is that your Elton John costume?
Yeah, actually, it will be. You can see that.
It's so good.
It wasn't
Is it
originally
coming
designed
together?
for that, but it is because I'm using the white suit from our photo shoot.
Oh,
So That and then feather things and lots of feather things and a top hat that has so many stones on it that it's really heavy right now.
It looks so good.
So it should work. I think it'll pass off well as an Elton John. I think I can make that happen.
So I think
reusing
our
things and repurposing
see it first.
Right. Just saying. How was your weekend, Felicia?
I pretty much did the same thing. I didn't really do much. It was raining. Movies, books when I decided. That was it. Because I worked a very long week last week. And then so this was like, my body was saying, maybe you should take a nap. And it started to rain. So I was like, I mean, Mother Nature and my body are in sync. Maybe.
That's kind of what we were. Like we caught up on like shows that we had like started watching but then kind of neglected. Like we had to finish Rings of Power. And I was really mad because I was like, are you serious? Like, that's it? Okay, you better have at least 6 more seasons because, like, there's numerous things that need to... I'm like, can you just...
It was very much Christmas music, Christmas movies kind of thing. On Friday, you came to my work thing and everyone told you how awesome I am.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't go to... That's right. We went to the work thing. Yes, that's right. I was surrounded by toddlers on Friday night. Lots of like little children running everywhere. There was one that I swear to God, like ran back and forth down this hallway about 15 times trying to figure out where her dad was.
That sounds about right. Toddler life is hard. Mm-hmm.
They had like a Santa and all this shit, and they got us this massive donation of toys, like massive donation, like Paw Patrol toys with this damn like Paw Patrol fire truck that like was this big that retails for like $140 at Walmart, and there were, I don't know, 40 of them or something. Like there was a lot, all sorts of shit.
Pause. Each kid got one?
They had a choice. They had to go see Santa, and then they got a ticket. And they could pick from like this fire truck. There was a whole bunch of other like Paw Patrol stuff. There were like games and puzzles, and this like half pipe thing with like a skateboard that you use your feet and like your fingers. And
how does Fefe Santa get this? Because Fefe Santa is broke.
Oh, I totally should have gotten you some stuff that you could give. Oh, I didn't even think about it.
Fefe Santa is
very
broke
overwhelming.
This year.
There was a lot.
I bet. And all your kids are nearly grown, so that is...
Yeah, but they're being annoying for other reasons. They're all being teenagery tonight, like all of them, without exception. Every single one of them. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know what the deal
Teenagers
is.
Teenagers are just grown toddlers.
They're...
Teenagers are grown toddlers.
At this point, I'm going to get other people to like go to Disneyland with, because Jesus Christ.
Holidays are hard.
Okay, and what about the rest of the time? Like, there's just...
I don't know. My kids were delightful as teenagers, so I can't speak to that. Sorry.
Well, lucky you.
Right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, ours are fine most of the time, but like...
The teenage angst always comes. You can't...
Like everybody, even the youngest was being all teenage. Like literally, from the time that I saw her come home, she was just all...
Adults are grown toddlers as well. Crispy. Yes, you're so right.
The fuck are these tater tots extra crispy? Like, oh my God. And like, literally, she stood in the kitchen like this the whole time.
Maybe her Mars was in retrograde.
Like, wow.
It was a full moon this weekend. That is correct.
Yeah.
Full moon.
Oh my God.
This week or this weekend? One of the two. It was up this morning.
Speaking of teenage angst, my cope for this week, my cope, my tip
Your
for
cope?
this week. You can say what kind of...
I mean, and coping mechanisms.
My tip, it is kind of... I mean, my tip for this week, I would like to kind of talk about coping with all of this shit that's happening. Like, there's a lot of shit happening right now. Mm-hmm. DHS has put the LGBTQ plus community on a short list of communities who are considered targets for domestic terrorists. We're up there with migrants and the Jewish community. Like there has been official report now. It's official. It is a thing. It's not just y'all should. This is a thing. We are officially on this list as potential targets for domestic terrorists. Why they're not doing anything about the fucking domestic terrorists, I don't know. That's another question. But
have we not
number of attacks.
Anything?
The number of attacks on drag shows and drag story hours seems to be basically a weekly occurrence at this point.
Yeah.
Like it just, and it's, I almost feel like it's going to be one of these things where, now you hear of like a school shooting and you're just like, well, that sucks. Because it's lost the that, oh my God factor, because it's so common that like when Columbine happened, everybody was like, oh my God, did you hear what? Now it's like, oh, dude, another one? That's shitty.
Yeah, it's constant horror now.
Yeah. What I was going to say is when I was in high school, I experienced somebody trying to be a copycat at our high school. And so what I picture is that people don't see this as a threat. They see it as permission in some instances.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they'll start to copycat that. And if y'all saw over the weekend, these people in like military camouflage with military
that's
style
not traumatizing
weapons,
at all.
Going to a drag story hour event. Talk about, we're the ones grooming children. You are the one terrifying the children, and they will never.
But we're the ones that are traumatizing them.
Yes. And so I'm like, what in the world?
And so it's like at this point it almost feels like we're going to be at that point where we're going to be numb to it all, just like we are with everything else that's going on. And
I love that. YouTube name.
How do you deal with it? How do you stay sane and how do you stay safe? And I saw somebody post something on Facebook. They're like, I don't even know what I need to be fighting for right now. Am I fighting for the LGBTQ plus community? Am I fighting for trans community? Am I fighting for the Black communities? Am I fighting for immigration? What do I do? Where do I go? And
I think that's the part that is
thing.
That's their ammunition, though.
Right. Well, yeah, of course.
They realize that we can get together, not in public places. We don't have to be in public places. We can get together online and turn a state blue by chance.
Done, Georgia. Just notes on that. Well done, Georgia.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
I don't usually donate to things like that, but I was like, okay, you can have my cute little $10.
Just a comment on that. Just like here, that should not have been as close as it was. Just like here, it should not have been that close. It shouldn't, but it's but
that's a little off the subject. But that
I know. I just. I mean, it is, but it also isn't, because that's also another thing. It's like, well, where do I put my focus? And that's the one thing that we've talked about on this show, and I think it bears saying again now, is that it is okay to not be okay. You are allowed to feel overwhelmed. You are allowed to feel sad. You are allowed to feel angry. All of those feelings, any feeling that you are feeling is valid. Even if you are numb at this point and you're like, I don't even know what. I don't know. You are allowed to feel all of those feelings. You are allowed to not be okay. Because, my partner and I were talking about it the other day, and in conversations with people, they're like, well, I don't know if I want to, get involved in like drag story hour because we don't know if it's safe. Neither is anything at this point. Because if you're worried about drag story hours, you're going to a bar and performing. That's not any more safe at this point.
Yeah.
In fact, the security is
probably less safe, right, than a drag story hour, because the chances of a drag story hour actually being shot up, since there are children and things there, are probably slimmer. I'm not going to say non-existent, but they're probably slimmer than someone going to a bar and killing the queers, because so
it's a scary thought.
It is a very scary thought, and it's not like we've never been on the receiving end of this shit before. We have, but I think that it's rarely been so publicized, and it's rarely been so blatant. Like, it's always been kind of like, yeah, we hate the fags, and yeah, we hate the queers, but it's always been a little more like, but as we've talked about before, those people were given free reign and permission, basically.
Yep.
For years
and
centuries,
right?
Decades.
But there were certain 4 years in this country where everybody was like, "Hey, you're allowed to do this now because we don't care." And I see a lot of people that are calling for the LGBTQ community to go out and start buying guns and start arming yourselves, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I understand wanting to feel safe, to have that feeling of safety because you're going somewhere armed, but with the thought that maybe you'll be able to fight back, maybe you'll be able to protect yourself. But if you bring a revolver to an automatic rifle fight, that's not going to work so well, because it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, But also this
I'm
community,
the clumsiest person ever,
and there's that. Felicia should be the one that would like shoot her foot off or something, because like it just.
I'm like, can you come get me? I shot my foot off.
I'm like, oh my god! I can just imagine that phone call. I'll be like, honey, I have to go get Felicia. She's at Stacy's and just blew off her toe. I'll be right back. Like, But also, this community has a very high proportion of people who suffer with things like substance abuse and depression. And you can put that back in your ear.
I have.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
It's upside down.
We'll talk about it after. No, I have to put it like
that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
They didn't want to hear me,
but that's
no, I can hear you.
But when you start mixing things like, an excess of guns and whatnot with
alcohol and drugs,
mental health issues and substance abuse and things, that just ends up being a whole nother issue that I don't think people are really thinking about.
Right.
And like that really,
are we ready to
really
have
need
that
to
talk?
think about that before you're like, everybody go out and get a gun. Let's not do that, shall we? Like, let's
yeah,
right. It's like when they were trying to allow teachers to arm themselves. Like, you're gonna have a gun in a classroom with a bunch of kids that, like, no, let's
so answer this question for me. Why haven't we discussed gun control in a greater amount of urgency? Why haven't we taken AR-15s off shelves at Walmart? Why?
Because rights, freedom.
Because the people, the ammosexuals in this country, think that it's acceptable collateral damage. They don't care enough. It's acceptable collateral damage to have innocent people die.
Thoughts and prayers, y'all. Guns. Thoughts and prayers. Sorry that all of these kids died. We're going to send you thoughts and prayers, but we're not actually going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
They don't care, and that's exactly it. They don't care. They don't give a shit.
I'm waiting for the next generation, which is soon to be coming up, that will start setting the place on fire.
I hope so, because I am over all these motherfuckers. I'm done.
Same.
But also, we can't get our hopes up on just that, because also in the younger generation are, dare I say, the ancestrals that take their parents' thoughts and prayers and use them against us. Because they're like, well,
for sure.
My Uncle Johnny's a queer, but I love him, but I'm going to shoot the rest of the queers. Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So how can we sort of stay safe and be okay-ish during all this stuff. Number one, therapy. Therapy. Find a therapist. Whatever you need to do, like, find a therapist, because especially if you are really struggling with all of this, and I get it, if you really need to have that support, get that support. And use the buddy system. Don't go places alone. Please just find a buddy system. Go out with your friends, go out in groups, share Ubers, carpool, stick together. Like, I know that, it even if it doesn't necessarily make you safer or safe, at least it's better than just being by yourself.
So I think that making sure that you know your limit. I know that I know how to have a good time, but knowing your limit so that you're coherent, coherent enough. And if you feel like you cannot be in public spaces and douse in the liquor, maybe stay at home, have close friends over. I don't know. I just trying to think, because back in the day, we didn't hide out, but we we knew how to hide. So people didn't, come in. But this is way worse. They're killing people.
And if anything looks even remotely shady, get that fucking phone out. Go live, record shit, because these people are hiding now behind masks. Now all of a sudden they want to wear masks. Like, you weren't fucking wearing masks at all when you were supposed to be wearing masks. Now you're wearing masks. Like,
now you want to wear one.
Really?
Right.
So, but now they want to wear them. Now they're all wearing masks up to here. It's like, really, fuckers. So
you couldn't prevent a disease going around, but you can.
But yeah. Right. Right. But record the fuck out of these motherfuckers, because they don't get to hide. They don't get to be anonymous. They don't get to. No, that's a bunch of horse shit. Don't do it. For me personally, and this is just me, I refuse to stop what I'm doing. I'm still doing the drag story hours. I'm still going to be performing. I'm still going to go out and do what I'm doing, because when I stop, if I say no, I'm going to do that, then they win. And I can't. I'm not going to let them win. I'm not going to let them push us back into hiding and push us back into the closet. That's not what this is. And I'm not going to let that happen, at least as far as I have control over things. Like, I'm still going to keep talking about who I am. I'm still going to keep talking about everything, because fuck them. I'm not going to, they don't get to win. They don't. They don't get to win.
Even when I don't go out, I'm in my house, I still dress like this.
You look amazing.
I mean, I went out and, moved my car in like short overalls, and, so it's like,
they're so short.
You're welcome.
I mean, they're cute. I love
them. But I just think, be careful about how much of this you watch on the news, because it can start to eat at you.
It'll wear you down.
I think I remember these overalls. If they're the same ones.
No, these are new. I haven't worn these, actually.
Oh,
okay. I got these at Goodwill a few weeks ago.
They look great.
Thanks.
I say take.
If it wasn't so cold outside, I'd wear them on Saturday, but it's a little chilly. My legs would be cold.
You can wear leggings.
I don't have any. Oh, I might actually. I'm gonna look. I'll see what I can find. You're welcome.
But I think that you should take a break from the news. I think that of course, see a therapist. I've always been the one to preach for therapy. Make sure you're checking on your close 3 friends, because if we don't have each other, we ain't got nothing. Because these people will as a person that has experienced this, they will come to events, pay for drinks, and participate maybe, and
I
then
always
make
think
you
it's so
feel like
funny. It's like,
shit
here, take my money,
online.
and then I'm gonna like you.
Yeah. And so it's just the oddest thing. I've never seen this before. I've never seen such bipolar hate. It's like weird.
They're bold, awfully
Yeah,
bold.
very bold. And so I'm like, I'm not doing anything. If anything, I'm promoting literacy and education while you talk about
Well,
guns all
that's
day.
bad. See, the most of them probably have never even touched a fucking book. So,
Well, that's bad for our
I'm just
guests.
saying. Just be like, oh,
they wouldn't read my book anyway.
No.
Maybe they would learn something. Oh,
maybe they
shit.
think the zombie book was like a how-to. Like that would be fine if they want to. Like, I'm like, here, you should read this. It's a how-to book.
Eat some dynamite, please.
Just folks, remember to practice self-care. Self-care right now is super important. Like Felicia said, take a break from the news. If you need to step away and kind of disassociate, go play some Mario Kart, do what you need to do.
Check in with your friends.
You can't pour from an empty pitcher. We all want to be there to be able to support people. We all want to be there to be able to keep fighting and do what we do, but we can't do it if we don't take care of ourselves.
And also, I know that this time could be a little confusing too, because for me, this will be a personal thing. I have somebody that I know and have known for a while that we even traded makeup in Epsi boxes or whatever. And then one day I went on Instagram and the stories that were on there were very odd. And one of them talked about how drag queens are destroying children. And I thought, oh, so now all of a sudden I'm dangerous. I've hung out with this person's children, by the way. Drag queens are dangerous. We don't know what kind of thing that we're doing to destroy the children, but we have some kind of magical power. There was some other stuff.
Was
on
that
there.
What the vaccine was? That was the vaccine.
That must have been the gays. Because we came up with it really quick, and it was fashionably. Yeah, it was fashionably late, so it was us. And all this stuff, I'm like, wait, we used to give me like the makeup you didn't want out of your makeup box. So now I'm dangerous? How is that possible? Like, so you may be facing some mental challenges like that when you discover that somebody you thought you knew and trusted is a lurker or something. I don't know. But as dangerous as you thought the other people that you don't know, but this is like closer to home. So I've had that thought. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. Block button is very hot right now. Block button is very hot.
But it's okay to take your kids to Hooters or it's fine. Totally fine. Not hypocritical at all.
Or take family photos with guns.
Right. Yeah. To have a house full of guns, take family photos with the guns, but only if you're white. You can't take those photos if you're black.
Oh, no.
No,
because then you're in a gang.
You can't. Right. And you're a thug. You can only be white and own guns. You can't be black and own guns because
just like I'm not supposed to be black and have luxurious things.
Also, you can't be black and gay. You have to pick a struggle, Felicia. We've talked about this.
I know.
You can't be both. You have to pick one.
I can't be on both sides.
You can't. No.
And I'm a femme.
Struggle.
Oh my gosh, and I'm femme too. So wow.
Oh no. Okay, look. Now, okay,
wow.
look.
I can't be in the mask for mask category.
You have to pick one. Jesus Christ. Save some for the rest of us.
I'm taking up space.
We talked about this. Literally just talked about this.
I'm taking up my space. I love this name, by the way.
That's my brother. That's my brother.
Hey, brother. What's up?
Hey, brother.
Snail tickler.
That's been his handle forever.
Snail tickler.
Snail tickler. Yeah.
I'll let you think about it. I also don't understand why people pose with guns either. I've seen people pose with hand grenades too. The whole family. Yep.
No.
But I'm the dangerous one, so.
Right. Speaking of dangerous ones, Georgia managed to narrowly escape. Like, I don't even understand how he even made it onto the ballot. I don't understand how he got as far as he did. I don't understand why they needed a runoff. It was so fucking close the first time.
Mm-hmm. It was dreadful watching that whole thing.
That was scary.
Is stupidity a thing that's running high in
pull
water?
Their fucking heads out of their asses.
Is there a lot of stupidity in the water? I don't know.
Something. I don't. Between here and Georgia, I don't know. But you know what? At least it's another hardcore Trumper down, and I'm okay with that. He and Carrie Lake can go pout somewhere.
So the Republican Party, which we thought was strong, is cracking hardcore. And a lot of people have said, whoa. We wanted to be a little bit radical, like push the envelope, but we didn't want to go that crazy. So you have some people going, oh, I'm Republican, but y'all can keep that over there. And so all of a sudden, then you hear the old school Republicans saying, like, we were just fighting for money and education, or we were doing this and that. We
just wanted to be a little bit racist. We didn't want to be quite this racist. We just wanted to be
we didn't want it all to
be
seen. We didn't want it all to be seen all at one time. And then so there's this hardcore crack that's happening, and a lot of people are either taking one side or the other. I hope that people are taking the more conservative, a little more real.
It's like watching, them standing on the edge of a cliff that's starting to crumble, and you see like it crumbles, and then you see a few of them fall off that cliff, and then the other ones are kind of like, oh shit, but they can't move back because there's so many people and it's getting pushed, and so it's like as the thing crumbles, more of them are falling off the edge, and I'm just kind of watching this happen because I'm okay with that. Like.
And then, meanwhile, on the other side, the Democrats are just a little bit passive aggressive, and they're like, well, they're falling apart. And they're like, well, we'll see what happens. They're just waiting, but they're not really taking control of things. They're just...
No, the Democrats aren't doing much on that.
They're like that friend that sees you fall out of your chair, and they go, oh, are you okay? Are you gonna get up?
They grab their camera first.
Yeah, and so
do you need some help? Give me a hand.
Oh, let me get this on video for you. Yes, watching the GOP tearing each other apart is great entertainment, but also dangerous. Very
right, like
dangerous.
So
because people
speaking of dangerous,
sifting.
We can move on to something that's not so dangerous, although I don't know, they might be. So our guest this evening is author and artist Lee Call, and I had you like my segue? You're welcome. I had the privilege of being able to read their book. At least he's dead.
Good thing he's dead.
Sorry.
I put that in the title wrong. I'll
look,
change
there
it.
it is. Look at that. That's
I'll
great.
change that.
At the Halloween story hour at Brick Road Coffee, and it was so much fun. It was the best part of the night. honestly, to be perfectly honest with you.
It was.
I mean,
it was. You sang it too.
I did. I didn't just read it. I sang the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, it was so cute.
Because
I didn't hear
the
about
way
that part.
it is, it's. I know no lady who swallowed a fly, but it's a zombie, and he's new and he doesn't know what he's doing, so he eats a statue and then spends the rest of the book trying to fix the fact that he ate a statue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fantastic. It's great. It's great. So no.
Just like
but I mean, everybody knows
like one line. Well, that's my brother.
But everybody knows the tune to
but...
No, not everybody. You assume that everybody knows.
Fine. For this evening's story hour, I'll be reading Good Thing He's Dead by Lee Call. Oh, who we happen to have in studio with us this evening. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
There was a new zombie who swallowed a head.
It's the head of the thinker because zombies eat brains.
I don't know why he swallowed a head. Good thing he's dead.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm here all night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're here, which I'm thrilled about. Tell us about yourself. You're an artist. You're a writer. How did you get into all the things? Because I don't know if people realize, if you've been to Brick Road Coffee. Oh, thanks, Felicia. If you've been to Brick Road Coffee, all the stickers and stuff that they have there, like those are all yours too. And I've seen your doodles and all your stuff. So
Oodles and noodles.
Tell us how you do the things, why you do the things, how you. All the things.
Well, I started drawing as a kid, and I was one of those kids that didn't stop drawing because we all draw as children, and then some of us stop.
I had no childhood.
And then some of us keep going.
Listen, okay, just because my stick figures look like they have gout doesn't mean that you.
Wow.
No. So a lot of people who quit art quit because they received a critical voice at some point in their childhood. Otherwise, we would all keep pursuing creativity in some, physical or visual form. And you're very creative. Freddy's creativity is everywhere in this room. Yeah. But some of us keep drawing. Yeah. Some of us keep drawing past the critical voice, and I was one of those people. So I didn't really ever have a time when I wasn't drawing and painting and doing all that kind of stuff. But I started doing it for a living about 20 years ago. And I started out doing, So that would make you like 30 right now?
Wow.
No, I started doing it when I had little kids at home.
Yeah.
And because I needed like a side hustle, like being a mom.
Everybody needs that side hustle.
Being a mom.
Like being a mom wasn't enough.
It was my main hustle. And then being an artist was like my side hustle.
Because it's not like you have anything better to do while you're being a parent.
Yeah.
Days of nothing and
boredom.
I
needed money, so.
Oh, there's that. I guess you have to feed them.
Yeah. So that's how I started doing it. And I actually started doing pet portraits. Yeah. So
really?
Yeah, but they're super colorful, so they're like rainbow colored pet portraits.
Oh, that's fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so I started doing that back before people started doing that. It's like everybody's doing it now, right?
Yeah.
So I was doing.
Oh, you did it before it was cool, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Literally what they just said.
Yeah. So I started doing it in like the year 2000, which was so long ago.
Wow, they had like pencils back then.
Yeah, and I knew like.
How did
5
you
other
even function?
In the country. I don't know. Who were doing the same thing, like an arbitrary color, so like a dog, but like a green dog,
Right.
So that's how I got started doing art professionally, and then I did that. I was self-taught, so I did that for 8 or 9 years, and then I went to art school after I had already been working professionally, just because I felt like I needed to move beyond self-taught for myself. Some people don't need to, but I felt like I wanted somebody to tell me how to do the things so I could be more efficient at it and
totally.
Expand my knowledge base. And so I did. I went to art school and I got a BFA in illustration.
Yeah.
And
because you illustrated your own book, right?
I drew this.
That's all them.
And
oh wow.
I'll show you my favorite page. So this is the page where he eats glue and then he tries to unstick the glue by eating fire. And then he's on fire. Things became dire when he swallowed that fire. That's my favorite page. But then he drinks a fishbowl full of water to try to put it out. And then there's this page where he's like drinking the water. And then it's all like coming out of the holes in his ribs. Yeah. And then
love it.
So this book is also like undercover queer. Did you notice that when you were reading it? Okay, so first of all, he's eating a head the entire time.
Yes.
So that's, you know,
that right.
And it's funny because I had a friend who read it, gay friend, him and his partner read it, and they were like, "This is so gay," and I was like, "Yeah." So he eats a head a bunch, and
right,
and then he eats an eel, and so yeah, if there's coding in there, I mean,
yeah.
I see.
Something about spewing and swallowing and
and he's got like stuff in his mouth. Anyway,
nudge, wink, wink.
So, but it's like super good for kids because they don't
get it.
Any of that, you know, it's just like fun.
Is this
us.
like?
Well, it's like the
movies. Like they have those like hidden jokes that are for adults, and then the kids are like, "Why are you laughing?"
It's like the Marlon Bundo book, A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo, which the kids just like it because it's great or whatever, and the parents are laughing because it talks about Mike Pence and it's a total dig at this boring, awful so it totally No, I get it.
It's very kid friendly. I mean,
it is.
It is gory. You know, like he does get like holes in his. He eats a shark and then it's like in his stomach eating his guts, and then he ends up exploding at the end because he eats dynamite, and then there's pieces of him, so it's gory, but it's like stylized gore, so it's not too offensive.
It's fine then. It's fine.
Yeah. So I wrote this book when I was in school, when I was in art school. I had to do a project. It was an app, like a storybook app, where we had to make the artifacts be able to move.
Oh,
so like kid would click on it and then it would move and do something.
Oh,
that's what I designed it for. Yeah, and I entered a contest for it and I won, and it was awesome. Oh. And then I put it away. And then last year I was like, I want to publish a book. So I had all these little drawings I had done for this character. And so I got those out, and then I reworked them into a storybook. And this is my book. And it's super cute, and it's really funny, and it's great for kids. And I have another book.
I was going to say, you have another book.
Yes, I do have another book. So this is this is my young adult book.
Show and tell.
So this is my my young adult novel, which I drew this cover, and
wait, show it closer. I can't see.
Okay. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's actually two versions. Here, you hold that one.
Oh, I'm holding this one.
Yeah, you hold that one.
I'm holding this one.
That's the paperback. And then there's this one. This is the hardback.
Ooh.
Did you draw that too?
Yes. This one, actually, my oldest offspring helped me to polish the sketch so that the anatomy was a little more readable.
Huh.
She's very good at anatomy, so she helped me to polish the sketch up. But the hardcover is cool because it's illustrated. The main character is an artist. And
how come this one's not illustrated?
Because it's the basic version. So the main character is an artist. The main character is an artist, so you get to see sketches from the main character's sketchbook in the illustrated version. So like, these are sketches from the main character's sketchbook in the illustrated version. And then at the back there are
Baby, tell Michaela she got the basic version.
Yeah, basic version for Michaela. So at the back there's bonus content in this, so there's deleted scenes in the hardback, and then there's recipes.
Oh, almost like a movie setup that they make in the book.
Yes.
And then this doesn't have that either.
No.
What the hell?
This is all the bonus.
Yikes.
Wow.
And then
notice they handed you the basic version.
I put the rules to the game, and then there's a playlist.
See, my kid picked this up at Brick Road Coffee. Nobody told us that it was the basic version. Because she got this one. She didn't get that on. She got this one.
There's a sneak peek to the sequel in the cover.
What?
And then there's discussion questions.
It's almost like you got the wrong DVD set.
Right. So, I wanted the extended version of Lord of the Rings, and instead I got this. Like, what the hell?
Okay, well, it's collectible, so you can get both.
Oh, what they're saying is they want you to spend more money so you get both books.
Right.
Yeah.
I see. Wow. Sneaky capitalism at work here. I get it.
The queer version of George Lucas. He like puts out this, the prequels and then the digital remastered and then the digital remastered.
They just compared themselves to George Lucas.
Well, he used to be like the best before the prequels came out. So they're the same book, but one is better than the other because it's perfected. And I also fixed the typo. The one typo I could find is fixed in this book. Okay, so let me tell you what it's about, though. Okay, so it's about...
Cool, thanks so much for coming.
Okay, bye. Okay.
Oh, so your brother wants to know more about the playlist. How did the music... how did this music inform your book? And how did...
That would have been a great question to ask. I would have asked that had I known that, it was part of a book that we didn't get. I wouldn't know to ask that question because I didn't know that it existed.
Here, do you want to hold
it? I don't want to hold it. I don't want
just hold it.
Pity book.
They said just hold it. They didn't say, do you want this? They said, do you want to hold it?
Fine. I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to take pictures of all of it. I'm going to bootleg this book.
Let's see. So the playlist, how did the music inform the book? There's actually songs for all the characters in the book. And
who picks the music?
In the story, one of the characters gives makes playlists for the other character, and so some of those songs are in here. And then if you go on Spotify, there's the expanded playlist.
Meal chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, those are the cookies that they make in the book. So it's about a queer kid living in Phoenix. So it's set in Phoenix, so that's fun. And
I'm assuming that because it's set in Phoenix and you actually live here, it's accurate as opposed to anything else that's ever set in Phoenix where it's not even remotely.
It's set in the summertime too, so I tried to really capture that.
So I'm assuming everybody is running around in jackets and things because that's what always happens in the movies.
So it's horrendously hot in the book, and I tried to definitely capture that because I hate being here in the summer. I hate it with a passion.
Same.
So I really tried to capture that, the essence of that horribleness. So in the book, the main character has this little demon character that is following them around all the time. And the character is kind of a metaphor for the trauma and the negativity or the criticism that we carry with us. And so the story is really about the journey of moving from that energy of having that thing that's there, like your shoulder demon, always there, to moving out of that, like becoming the owner of your story, becoming brave enough to share it, and then becoming empowered to move out of that space. So that's what the book is about. It's a coming of age, and there's like a little sapphic romance, and there's first kisses, and it's super funny, and it has also some heavy themes, and so yeah.
I want to know more about these
like
heavy
what?
themes.
The heavy themes. Well, okay, there's a gender identity journey. That's not really heavy, but
since Freddy got the basic version, I need to find out. So when I get the extended version, I can
Okay, so as far as the heavy themes go, so the main character is raised with their little brother in a authoritarian parented home. So that's something that can be heavy for people. And then they're raised in a fundamentalist Christian home. And so that's another thing. And then the main character is dealing with some abuse trauma that they're carrying from their childhood. And it's the thing that's kind of clinging on to them. And so those are like the three main things: authoritarian parenting, religious deprogramming, and abuse trauma. Those are like the three main
So this
heavy
book
themes.
is about
I'm
me.
reading the book. You know,
Yeah,
y'all just chat amongst yourselves.
Okay, well, here's the
I'm
thing.
just reading here.
Here's the thing. People will ask me.
Are you
'cause I've
trying to
done
get the
a few book
extended
signings.
version before it walks away?
Fine, I got 5 minutes or so. I got this.
So, yeah, I've been to a few book signings, and I have a lot of people ask me because, you know, grown-ups will come to my table because they see the art. They see this art because I have a big poster with this cover on it, and it says "Everyone has demons" on the poster, and it like sits behind me.
So to be fair, I do like that cover better than this one.
You do?
I do.
Yeah.
This one's fine, but I like this one.
I love this one. People really like that because it shows like all the characters.
It's fine. I like this one better.
I like this one too. I like it a lot. But
but it's fine. I mean,
can I request an extended
version? Has to have one.
Can I request an extended version with the other cover on the hardback?
Right. Or a reversible dust jacket.
Oh, that would be cool.
The reversible dust jacket.
This is the back of the hardcover, so it has the little guy here, and she does a lot of spirals in her sketchbook. So, and then there's my cute picture. So, yeah. But my cute picture's in the other book too. What was the question? I forget what we were saying before we got off topic. What was it?
Oh, so on brand.
I don't know why you're asking me. I don't know.
What was it?
I talked about themes, and then I said what were the themes, and then you talked about the
themes. Right, we got the dark themes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your brother, your brother is being a good like promoter.
Yeah, so my brother was one of my beta readers. I actually the journey for writing this book started in 2010, and I met one of my hero writers, and this was in Utah. There's a lot of young adult writers in Utah, and a lot of like high quality literature, like young adult literature that comes out of Utah. It's really weird. Yeah,
I blame all the Mormon trauma.
Yeah. So, well, I used to be Mormon, so I can say that. So, so she told me you should come to this conference, this writing conference that she would run, and she said you just need 3 chapters of a book to bring with you to this intensive workshop. And I was like, "Fuck, I have to write 3 chapters to a book." So I went home and wrote.
I got that, no problem.
So I went home and I wrote the first 3 chapters to this book, and that was in 2010. And then it took me 4 years to finish. That was the basic version. That was it was the opener, the start. It took me 4 years to finish because it's based on some personal things too, you know, working through some personal
Definitely
things.
Beta.
Yeah.
That has more than one meaning to me.
That's why I'm laughing. Yeah. I'm like,
So when I finished it, I sent it out to beta readers, and my brother was one of the first beta readers. And then we got together and we had a party, and everybody brought their copy of the book. Like they printed it out, and people wrote notes and stuff in their copies to give to me so I could go over it and make changes or whatever. I queried it and nothing happened because it was dark, and it wasn't like people in the industry didn't want it because it was too many issues or whatever. So I put it away. And then I know it was querying sucks. It is so hard. You send out like a cute cover letter and a sample of your pages. Like you find agents who might be interested in it. Yes. Like you have to do all this research. It takes forever. And then you send out all these, you know, emails or letters or whatever. And then you start getting all the rejection letters back. And it's hard, like on your heart. Yeah. So after a while, I just gave up. I was like, it's not going to happen. And then last year, I was talking to my bestie, and we were sharing short stories back and forth, like writing partner type stuff. And then she said, "I just want to read more of your things." I said, "Well, I wrote a whole damn book if you want to read it." She's like, "Yeah, send it to me." So I sent it to her, and she's like, "Well, fuck, this isn't like an actual book. It could be really a book." And at the same time, I got a few messages from people in the industry. I got like some librarians and some friends who were in the writing world, publishing world, saying it might be time for the Angel Room. Like things have changed a bit in the publishing industry, right? So I decided to like clean it, like if you don't mind more. Yeah, no, it's good. So like more issues books, like things with dark, heavy themes were being requested. Things with books with queer content, things like that, or like there's a renaissance right now.
Oh, trust me, I know. Our youngest is reading all of them, including one called They Both Die in the End. And then she was like surprised when they both died in the end.
Oh, you shouldn't be surprised, but that is a wonderful book. It's so good.
There's a prequel, apparently.
Yeah, I've just finished it actually just a few days ago. It's so good. So it's really about treasuring the present moment and like really engaging in your life.
She was just mad that they didn't die together.
Oh yeah. Well.
Oh, spoiler alert.
I was like, well,
bitch.
Well,
they both die in the end. Literally, they both die in the end.
They die at the end.
I know.
Anyway, so there's a queer renaissance happening in literature right now, which is great. So I had a few people say, this might be a good time for your book. So I did a few revisions on it. I sent it out to beta readers again. I did another revision, and then I started querying it again.
And yet you still missed a typo.
Yeah. Oh my God. 100,000 words.
So like, that's what I was gonna ask that. You had more than 5 friends read this book. You had a friend that was like, this should be a book. Missed that typo. Your brother read the book, and then you had an agent read the book, and they missed the typo.
Okay, so I don't have an agent. Just to clear that up.
A dozen people.
No, it was like 20 people, and everybody missed it.
You should probably just blame your brother, honestly.
No, here's the thing. If you look at a book put out by a big publishing house, like one of the big 5, they all have typos.
They do. Oh, they totally
have
do.
Multiple typos.
Yeah. No, they absolutely do.
And my book is incredibly, the manuscript itself is incredibly clean. It's beautiful. Like, it doesn't have typos. It doesn't have errors. Like, there's no crazy syntax
if you get the basic version.
Except for my...
Right,
except for my stylistic things but I decided to leave that little typo in there because I was like, well, when you get your first edition, you could be like, there's the typo. Yeah, it's collectible. It's collectible.
Wait, so
it's collectible.
First edition to the basic and a second.
Well, this is
the basic is the first edition.
Oh,
it's collectible.
Anyway, so I started querying it again, and I still didn't get anywhere because the industry has changed, yes, but it also has changed for the worse in a lot of ways because of COVID and other things. Like the pipeline to getting a book to the end has really slowed down, and they've lost a lot of people even being able to work, and all that kind of stuff. So things have gotten really slow. Like, I'm still getting emails from queries that I sent out in August, new emails now. I'm still getting like over a year and a half later, I'm getting emails.
Querying.
Yeah. Yeah. Querying. Yeah, querying. So
we were doing that long time ago.
We're querying. Yeah. So I decided to just publish it myself. So
queer
because I was tired of
meet your brother. Who's your brother?
Querying.
I like your brother.
Oh, he's great.
Does he live in town? Is he in town?
He is.
Dude, come hang out with us.
He's way on the other side of town. He's in Santan Valley. So like so.
Oh, I'm over here.
Who lives out there?
Me?
Nobody lives out there except Felicia. Felicia's the only person that lives out that way. She lives in bumfuck Gilbert.
Yeah, it's really far. So yeah, that's my book. I decided to publish it myself. And we were talking about the audience. So I was talking about how I've done some signings at Barnes and Noble, probably 5 or 6 signings now at different Barnes and Noble shops around the valley, and it's meeting people who connect to the story. What's it about? And I have this really quick pitch that I'll give that doesn't really hit everything, but if they like that, then they'll say, "Ooh, tell me more."
Right.
So it's really fun to meet people who see the poster and they're like, "What is this?" Because it speaks to certain people. It doesn't speak to everyone. Some people just glance at it and walk by, but the ones that you can tell that it really touches something deep, they'll stop.
Honestly, I think it's the artwork on the basic version. I think is
call it the paperback.
The basic version.
Wait, that's how
the basic paperback version.
That is how they introduced it,
right? It's the basic paperback version. I think that artwork for pretty much anybody in the queer community, I think that would speak to them in one way or another, because I think pretty much anybody in the queer community, regardless of whether you're trans, whether you're non-binary, whether you are cisgender, whether you are gay, whether you are lesbian, whatever the fuck you are, that demon, whether that figurative demon on your back, or depending, that literal demons on your chest, I think it speaks to everybody in one way or another.
I think it's a really compelling image.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's been really interesting to talk to different people who it speaks to. So my book, the main character is 15 in the book, but I've had readers from the ages of 10 to 70 and all ages in between. And I had one reader who started asking questions about being non-binary, because the main character is non-binary. They go from she, her to they, them by the end of the book. And we had a great conversation, and they ended up saying, I think I'm non-binary. And they went and like talked to their therapist about it.
Wow.
And they were able to to untangle some things about themselves just from reading my book, which is fiction, but it's still true. The best fiction stories are the ones. The reason they speak to us so clearly is because there's truths.
Find parts of ourselves in them. I'm a book hoarder. I have a ridiculous amount of books.
You?
I used to
No
be the same,
way. Are they all basic versions?
No, actually, sure most of them are not basic versions.
Not. Okay. So the fun thing about my book is that the sad thing and the fun thing. So queer people, right? We had a lot of arrested development as children or teenagers. And so a lot of us will pursue media that speaks to those parts that had that arrested development. So I think that's why my book is able to touch so many in the older queer community, and not even just queer people, but people who have carried trauma or who have cared for people with trauma, because it's a universal sort of human experience. But unfortunately for queer people, there's so much of that we're just starving. We're voracious to find media that feeds those things.
Oh, for sure.
And this book is one of those things.
So now that you have the basic version and the extended version, you mentioned a sequel.
Oh yeah.
When is that happening? And do you have any other things that are coming up? Like, do you have any other more children's books coming out? Do you have any plans? What's happening?
Yes. So I am working on the sequel to this book. I ended up realizing that there's a story that can span 3 books. So
it's gonna be a trilogy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a trilogy.
Oh wow!
Are there gonna be basic versions of that first as well?
Wow!
So we know to wait for the extended versions on the other 2.
I don't know actually if I'm gonna do extended versions.
So they say.
Which means we'll get the basic ones, and then they'll be like, oh, and also here, this is the one. Look, there's 4 extra
Look at this playlist that's in the back of this one.
Right?
Sir.
There's more.
So sorry that you bought the basic version of it.
You would like to support more queer artists in their path, right? Like you want to support the queer community.
I would love to. I'm also broke, which means that I need to wait for the best possible version of something before I get.
Okay. So I cannot tell you if I'm going to release extended. I can't tell you. I don't know. I honestly don't know. So I can't say because I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen.
When are you shooting to have the sequel released?
Next year.
Which is about 3 weeks from now. So you want to...
Anytime within the next 12 to 13 months. It's
okay. I was going to say, so are you writing a book in 3 weeks?
Yeah, no. I have issues. I have brain problems. I had long COVID, and I had COVID last year, and it fucked with my brain. My brain is...
Oh, no. Trust me.
It works completely different now.
I very much understand. My partner and I actually both ended up with COVID in April, and I'm still feeling like that weird kind of brain fog that makes it hard to kind of focus and concentrate on things. And still sinus issues and stuff. So I get the still having the residual bullshit. Like,
well, for me, I didn't have as much. I still had like neurodivergence, but I didn't have as much of the brain fog issue. So it actually has slowed me down a lot in my productivity. So I'm not exactly sure when it's going to be done, but I am working on it.
So sometime between January and December of next year.
I am going to be releasing before that, which it is done, a short story collection, because I have written a shit ton of short stories. And it's going to be hella queer. There's tons of little queer stories in it.
We love the queer short stories.
So it's horror, sci-fi, magical realism, urban fantasy, stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I have a book of apocalyptic nursery rhymes that I'm working on.
Oh my God. Yes, please.
And
oh my God.
I'll be releasing
Send that over here.
Yeah. And it's going to be illustrated. So that'll be fun. And I have a book that I'm writing about. I have a book I'm writing about Amazombies. So like zombies that work, like people that work in an Amazon warehouse that end up getting infected while they're working on Christmas Eve. And it's all like anti-capitalist.
They just keep working.
It's an anti-capitalist thing.
I feel like that actually, though, something like that actually touches on sort of the original concept of zombies back in when technically zombies were Haitian voodoo, and they were designed to work in the fields without having to worry about being tired or paying them.
Right.
That's same.
Yeah. So it's going to be like, kid-friendly illustrations, but it's really going to be for grown-ups.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I don't know. I'm working on a lot of different things.
Meanwhile, I'm still trying to get my one fucking book published because I just dragged my heels because
it's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard.
It's done. That's what's driving me crazy, is that I just need to get off I need to find a time when I'm motivated and focused enough to do it, because it's done. It's totally written. Illustrations are done. All fucking done.
Who did you illustrate it?
I don't know. No, absolutely no. I needed somebody that could actually draw.
But it's all done.
It's done.
Oh,
I just need to publish it.
Yeah, you could totally.
And
I just need to fucking do it.
Lee does commission work, right?
I do. Yes, I do take commissions. I actually have my iPad so I could show you a sample of the work that I do on commission.
Ooh.
Do you want to see something?
Yes, please.
Okay.
While you're digging that up, let the folks know where they can find you on like the social media, where they can follow you, where they can get the not basic version of your books.
Okay,
are both versions available on the website?
Like, can you pick the basic or like the non?
Yes.
Do you have a choice when you go on there whether you want the basic or the extended version?
Yes. So
can you please go back onto the website and relabel them basic and extended version?
Okay, so the hardcover is labeled like special edition. So yeah,
so boring.
I know. I'm sorry. So I should definitely do it for the next book. Basic and
extended version.
Special. Okay, so Burke Road Coffee carries all 3 copies of my books, so Good Thing It's Dead, and the paperback of The Angel Room, and hardcover of The Angel Room.
Why didn't you tell us when we bought it? Said, hey, you should exchange that for the extended version.
There weren't any.
Oh my God, you're yelling so loud. Oh my God.
There weren't any extended versions there that night. They weren't stocked.
Of course they weren't.
I'm sorry. But it's also an audiobook too. And the audiobook is really, really amazing. Yeah. So I have a hard time reading by eye since my COVID brain. And so I actually consume a lot more audiobooks than I used to. So I knew for me, accessibility wise, I wanted to have an audiobook.
That makes sense.
So luckily I have my patrons funded the audiobook.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so I was able to find a narrator and produce an audiobook, and it's really good.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So you can find copies of my book at Brickard Coffee if you're local, and they're signed. If you're not local, then
we couldn't stop her. She signed them all before we could stop them. They just signed all of them, and we tried to stop them. If you can find one that's not signed, it's worth a fortune.
Good luck. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh, if you're not local, you can buy it on Amazon, or you can buy it through
Gabe is reprinting the tags to say basic and extended.
He would, Gabe. Okay. That's fine. But we probably should put a price on the extended because I don't think it's up there, and somebody's gonna like bring it up and say this is $15, right? But it's not. It's like $30. Anyway.
It's even more.
Oh yeah, if you're not yeah, it's of course
the extended version.
It has bonus content and it's illustrated, and it has a variant cover,
bonus scenes and shit.
It's amazing. If you're not local, you can buy it on Amazon, or you can go to Barnes and Noble and order it, or you can order it at any like major bookstore, or even in an indie bookstore.
I honestly didn't realize that there weren't any Barnes and Nobles that were still open.
Really?
I honestly, I thought because I knew Borders.
Yeah, Borders closed their doors.
Like, I honestly had no idea that Barnes and Noble was still a thing anymore.
Yeah, they're still clinging. On. Yeah, so you can get it there. Some of the Barnes and Nobles here in the Valley have it. I think like 5 or 6 shops.
Really inexpensive there too.
Yeah. Okay, so here's one of my paintings.
Oh my god! It's Bruce. Oh, hang on.
Is it gonna? There it goes.
It's Bruce. Oh my god, that is fantastic! I love that. Oh my god. Oh.
This is Freddy's kitty.
It's London. Oh. It's my London.
So I painted these digitally. So
oh my god, you're gonna make me all weepy now with London.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You said that was gonna happen.
Damn it. That's fine. You're fine. You're fine. Totally fine. Totally.
Why are we all crying?
Oh God, that's amazing. I love it.
I'm gonna send these to you, and you can print them up to like probably 30 inches.
Oh my god, canvas. Thank you. That's fantastic. Wow. Oh god. It's fine. I have allergies. My allergist said I'm not allergic to anything, but it's bullshit because I have no sprays.
Yeah, so I take commissions for paintings. I paint really anything. I won't paint like buildings or cars or shit like that, but I'll paint mammals.
Paint my car.
And birds and lizards or whatever. I paint living creatures mostly.
I will share those as soon as I get the actual like digital copies of them, because the showing them doesn't do them justice. And oh my god, they're absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to get them printed and they're going to hang here.
Yay!
With all my other like fantastic artwork that I have. I have lots of artwork back here. Like now that I look around, I have a lot of
fit up there.
Things.
There's a blank spot right there.
I've got Brandon McGill pictures. Felicia took that one.
I love it.
Holly Shoemaker. I've got Eric, Scotty Kirby. That's a fucking selfie that got printed, believe it or not. Unicorn Color Therapy. So I would absolutely love to add those to my wall. That is fantastic. I'm all
happy holidays.
Thank you.
So that's what I do for a living. That's my bread and butter.
And I can see why you do that for a living, because they're fucking amazing.
Yeah, I do traditional, like actual physical paint on canvas. That's what I started doing.
Oh, wow.
But then I've over lockdown, I started doing it digitally too. So
I do
both.
Fantastic. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to share those, because y'all need to see them like the way that they're. I just yes.
I'm
so
glad you like
get
them.
the no. I love them. I absolutely love them. I'm all just yeah. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
Aww.
And I'm stunned that D knew and didn't tell me, because D cannot.
It's been a secret.
D can't keep a secret to save her fucking life. She can't do it. She can't do it.
It's been a secret for a while.
So bravo, honey. Good job. Well done. Well done, babe.
I would have had them printed, but I didn't finish them in time to get the print.
No. I can print the. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm glad you like them.
I am a lumberjack, and I don't have feelings.
Lumberjacks can have feelings.
Oh.
It's one
okay.
A single man tear.
Just one. I have one feeling.
Single man tear.
Just one feeling. That's it. It's one. That's one.
And that's it for the year.
Oh my goodness.
Thank God we're starting over.
What gigs
where
do
can
we
people
have?
find you?
What is happening?
Where are we finding Lee?
Lee is where I am on Instagram. Call the Writer everywhere else, because Call the Writer wasn't available on Instagram. So I had to add Lee to the end of it. But
I mean, it still works. It's like a double entendre.
Yeah. So callthewriter.com is where you can find like my link list that has all the cool shit.
Callthewriter.com wasn't taken.
No.
Huh.
I know, isn't that awesome?
So
callthewriter.com. That's where you can find all my cool shit.
It's funny.
So buy my books for Christmas.
The extended version, though, not the basic
version. For
version.
yourselves and for your children.
Just have multiple copies.
Just buy both versions and share it. Yeah.
Right.
I'm all about indoctrinating your children with the gospel of queerness and survivorhood and empowerment. I'm all about that.
I was going to say, that's not the zombie book. That's not the
well, no. I mean, no. I mean the other one.
Right. Yes. Yeah. But get if you have young ones that are quirky and fun, get the zombie one too.
I'm all about making them laugh, because it's about having fun.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sharing. What pics did I share with you? What are you even talking about?
I have no idea. I just put it on the screen because I have no idea.
Your paintings will look really good.
No idea what the hell what is she talking about? Sharing pics? What do you mean sharing? What are you talking? I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. What have we got going on, Felicia? Oh, this Saturday we've got sex trivia. At Gracie's Tax Bar and Grill.
Ugly
with
sweater.
Everything going on.
Sweater weather.
It is. We are doing an ugly sweater competition. So come out, learn some stuff, and I guarantee you will learn stuff. You may think you know things. You will learn things. Everybody always learns something.
Yes. Even if you are a sex ed expert.
Discovering there's no such thing. Except for myself. We are doing the ugly sweater contest, so come out in your like best ugly sweater. And because of all the stuff that is happening, we've decided that funds from the purchases of Gracie's Tax Beer, it's a thing, will be going to Drag Story Hour Arizona this month again. So come out, have some fun. If you don't drink beer, that's okay. Felicia will drink it. So buy her a couple of beers, because $1 from every Gracie's Tax Beer sold will go to Drag Story Hour Arizona.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we do things. Absolutely. We educate and we support the community, because that's how we roll.
That's how I support the community. I drink for you.
I mean,
you can be the designated driver. I will drink.
This is true. I could be the designated driver. Next Saturday, I am doing the last Drag Story Hour of 2022 at Brick Road Coffee. So I'm excited about that. That's always a good time. The folks at Brick Road are always great. It's always a good crowd. It's a fantastic turnout. So I have no idea what I'm reading yet. It'll be a surprise. But
make sure it's the special edition, extended version.
Right?
Oh,
be
no.
Like, you're never gonna hear the end of that, by the way.
No, I know I'm not. Forevermore.
You're the one that had to bring both versions. You had to so
I just had to sell it.
Yeah. And trust me, we'll push the extended version for you. But come out to that one. It starts at 10 a.m. at Brick Road Coffee next Saturday. And 8 p.m. on Saturday for this coming Saturday for Sex Trivia is when we start the sign up for teams.
Yes.
And then on the 18th, I am back at C7 for the Three Fates review Island of Misfit Toys, which is where my brand spanking new Elton John number will be making an appearance. And that is pretty much all I have going on this month.
I have a book signing.
Oh, yes, please.
On Friday.
Where?
Desert Ridge Barnes & Noble, and it'll be in the evening, so from 5 to 8.
Desert Ridge Barnes & Noble this Friday?
Mm-hmm.
5 to 8. Mm-hmm. Go get your extended version and get it signed.
I don't know if they have any extended versions, but
how rude!
But it's I don't know. It's whatever they stocked. I don't know if they bought it. But.
So don't get the extended version.
Be basic like the rest of us.
I don't know what to tell you. Go get the one with the typo in it and have them sign that. That's fine.
It's collectible.
It's collectible.
It's collectible.
We're gonna go with that. The basic
What
version
kind
with the
of shit
typo is
are they
collectible.
selling here? I don't
In 50 years, it'll be worth like tens of dollars. You'll be able to like sell it on eBay for
in 50 years.
Right.
If the world still exists, right? And we're not burning books for fuel to survive.
Right. But you know what? If you are going to burn a book to survive, the basic version would be a good one.
Yeah.
Because it's not doesn't
as
have
long
any
as you keep the extended version to
Right.
by the fireside.
There you go. Just burn the basic version with the typo. Or burn the extended version and keep the collectible one just in case you're able to barter it for something 50 years down the road when we're living in the apocalypse.
Oh my God.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh my God. And with that being said, we are getting out of here because we have lost our minds. Thank you for joining our Wednesday night conversation. Thank you, Lee, for joining us tonight. Oh my God.
Nice to meet you.
Oh my God.
Thank you to all of you who watched live, and thank you to who watch on the replay, and those that continue to download the podcast episodes. I don't know who you are, but thank you.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, you just keep listening by the thousands, and I have no idea who you are. We will see you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. Good night.
Good night.
Night.